I gave birth to our first child 3 weeks ago, and my body hasn't snapped back yet. I definitely feel insecure about it, to the point where I won't even change in front of my husband anymore. Yesterday I was laying down on him, and my top rode up, so you could see my belly slightly. He stroked it, and then poked it, and made a comment about how my belly was like dough. I know my reaction was irrational, but I burst into tears. My in-laws were there, and my mother-in-law was furious with my husband and she started scolding him for not being careful with his words. My husband tried to defend himself, but my mother-in-law kept telling him off. I started smiling, and my husband got upset with me for being happy he was getting into trouble. Eta? I know my reaction was irrational. You were upset at an extremely common insecurity that mothers, especially new mothers, have. Has your husband ever met another person? NTA. You're allowed to enjoy someone treating you the way your husband should, especially when he's making comments you would expect from a 4-year-old. NTA. And can we please be kinder to ourselves, ladies? The social pressure to snap back after having children is absurd and not realistic. A human exited your body and your literal organs are trying to move back to where they belong, all while you're trying to keep this little human alive and navigate the sleep deprivation and stress of it all. Not to mention the hormone roller coaster. Holy cow, I was pretty normal except for getting a little weepy at sad commercials, but post-birth I didn't even recognize myself with the mood swings alone. NTA. First of all, your reaction was not irrational at all. What your husband said was mean under any circumstances, but particularly given that you just gave birth. Second of all, you were not smiling because he was getting in trouble. You were smiling because someone was being kind to you and standing up for you. The fact that your husband's takeaway from this situation is being upset that he got in trouble rather than being apologetic for his comment suggests that he is immature and not a very good partner. I'm glad that your mill had your back. Also, you gave birth to a human. 3 weeks is nothing. And, honestly, if your body is never exactly the same again, that's okay. You did something amazing. Take it easy on yourself. P.S. I've had 3 kids and been married 12 plus years and my husband has never made a negative comment about my body. Your husband deserved more than a scolding. NTA. You smiled because you saw someone validate your feelings. Your husband took that as an attack on him. Your husband is being an asshole. She finally had someone who was backing her up and supporting her. NTA Mill loves you and doesn't like seeing you hurt. You husband crossed the line, even if it was a joke. It's so nice to hear about a good Mill for once. NTA. He should be happy with your belly, whichever the state it is right now. You just gave birth. It's not great making fun of it after 9 months of swelling. Also, you should seek some therapy to assist you with being happy with yourself. You just gave birth, a very natural process, with very natural and common consequences. It takes time to go back, if able to, be happy with your kid, with yourself and enjoy your new life as a mother. NTA, and WTF. Only 3 weeks after giving birth and he's making those comments? Total R. 3 weeks postpartum is nothing. NTA. Good for your mill. It's lovely to have a post where a mill is supportive. NTA. Your husband is an idiot and your mill is great. I hope he doesn't say things like that. I really hate it when people say mean things and try to pass it off as a joke. NTA. You just had a baby. Even if you didn't, the negative body image comments are uncalled for. I'm glad your mill said something to him. NTA. You had a baby, his baby, 3 weeks ago. You're full of hormones, so no wonder you started to cry. It's not irrational at all, and you're very body conscious right now. I love your MILF for berating your husband on behalf of you. I hope you get over embarrassment soon, and be proud of what you just accomplished. You just produced a tiny human being, and your body will not just snap back. Unfortunately, breastfeeding will not magically make you skinny. My eldest is 8 now, the youngest 5. I gained weight after each birth, and I'm only now starting to lose it. It won't go away on its own. On the other hand, my husband tells me daily how beautiful I am, like any good husband should. NTA, I'm glad your mill has your back and is apparently still up for parenting your husband. It's a shame he still needs it at his big age. NTA, and your mill was exactly right. Like, WTF, how does he expect your body to come back to its previous state in 3 weeks? It might take 3 years for it to come back. Your husband was mocking you, plain and simple, and was unhappy to get his just desserts. I don't think he said it to mock me. I think he meant it as a compliment and didn't realize it would hurt my feelings until I started crying. Somehow I'm guessing that this man does not possess a six-pack himself and would not appreciate the same behavior in return. It's always the ones who can't take it that like to dish it out. NTA, and I love your mill. NTA, and your body shouldn't snap back after 3 weeks. Snapback culture is fucking toxic. You grew an entire human being. Your body deserves time to heal and reset. Good on your mill for nipping your husband's comments in the bud. NTA, I'm glad that your millie's so nice as you read so many posts with bad ones. NTA, good on her for calling him out. What a shitty thing for your husband to do. NTA, what is it with dudes and poking fun at pre/postpartum women changes? He was most definitely insensitive to you and glad his mama put him in check. It's not funny. Your man is the here point, way to go, Mill. 3. NTA, go Mill. And if your husband is acting like a baby about it, perhaps Mill needs to keep scolding him. NTA, he should not have said that to you, as I'm sure he knows how deeply insecure about it you are. He deserved to be scolded about it. NTA, what makes you think your reaction was irrational? It wasn't at all. His was. He was poking and insulting your body. That changed because he impregnated you. That's what's irrational. You're his partner. He is supposed to treat you better than everyone else, not worse. He's supposed to be grateful for the sacrifices you made to bring his child into the world. Nobody wants to be poked and insulted like a middle school boy. He is a huge R. See, this is why I'm probably never gonna be married. I would absolutely say something like that without thinking, because my mind always makes weird comparisons and I don't realize it's insensitive until after. For the record, my mind would be like, oh look how soft, and it kind of sinks in just like dough, not oh look you're fat. Info, where the F asterisk do you posters keep finding these horrible men? In my experience, the good men are not the majority. Just look at all the men who were triggered by the term toxic masculinity. Lol, this is like asking if you're an asshole for letting out a chuckle while your sibling gets a scolding. NTA, but I have to ask, do you think your husband would have said what he said had he known it would have hurt you? Men can be so stupid when it comes to accidentally hurting our feelings. I don't think he would have said it if he knew I would be hurt by it. Wait, 3 weeks postpartum? It took 9 whole months to grow that baby from scratch. 3 weeks postpartum is nothing. I'd be surprised if your hormones have calmed down yet. And this guy really thinks calling your stomach dough is the way to go here? NTA, and his mom should give him another verbal beatdown for his bullshit. NTA, and you might also want to post this in the Just Yes Mill subreddit. NTA, you just had birth a couple weeks ago. He should be the one who's ashamed of himself. Men don't go through the same changes we do. I'd go off on mine if he did that to me. I'm due in 3 months. Men don't give birth. They have no idea the changes our bodies go through. Shame on him. NTA, his mill was trying to save him from himself, but that mofo is still trying to sabotage his marriage. WTF, you grew a whole human. He doesn't deserve you. Maybe I'm somehow out of the loop here, but I'm an overweight woman who had multiple kids, and being told your soft stomach is like dough is more of an observation than an insult. What's wrong with dough? He was commenting, oh look how soft you are now. There's nothing wrong with a little squish. If he had been grossed out or made a comment about why haven't you lost that weight yet? That's total asshole hours. As is, I think it was an innocent observation that touched on your own insecurity. You probably should have just talked to him about it, but instead you let his mom yell at him for you? That's weird to me. NTA, it feels good to read a post where an op's in-laws have their backs. NTA, you gave birth 3 weeks ago. Unlike celebrities, who are literally paid to do so, bodies don't snap back that quickly. Your husband was being a jerk. NTA. Did he try the "it was just a joke" excuse? NTA. First of all, you just made and gave birth to a human. A whole, entire person. Your body does not need to snap back, and please don't expect it to. It's not supposed to be the same that it was prior to childbirth. It's better. I promise. Second, he's a D asterisk 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 for knowing you're feeling insecure about how you look and making a joke of it. A joke is only funny if everyone is laughing. Third, you're only 3 weeks postpartum. Your hormones haven't leveled out yet and you're in what's called the 4th trimester. You are not being unreasonable for getting upset.